What is your biggest criticism right now in 2025 as we speak right now about Democrats?
I don't think we need to be quite as sycophantic as the Republicans, but the Republican media apparatus is unstoppable. And it is a very intentional construct, and we need to have a better understanding of how it works. People are trying to analyze this by proxy things, and they don't realize what they're doing. They say things like, oh, the Republicans are good at flooding the zone, or they're good at propaganda, or whatever. The thing is, the Republicans are good at what they do because every single person on that team is repeating the same message. If I look at what Charlie Kirk is saying, I know that's what Donald Trump is going to be saying. I know that's what Mike Johnson is going to be saying. I know that's what Hegseth and every single cabinet member is going to be saying. Like, they're all on message. The alternative media, the Russian bots, everything is going to be on message. For the Democratic Party, it feels like we are so eager to trip over ourselves, criticizing ourselves, and it's like, for what purpose? Like, I think there's a time and a place for criticism. I don't know. Do you have any kids or whatever?
I do, not that I know of.
Not that you know. So if you're like the CEO, if your parents or whatever, if you're a politician to some extent, like, it's good to have critical conversations behind closed doors. But when you're out publicly, you present a unified front, and you stand by, your party, you stand by your fellow members, you stand by, mom and dad, depending on the parents. You like this. This is important to represent a unified front, because it gives the people that follow you the feeling that there is a plan and that something is going on, and that there's somebody there to kind of like stand for you and fight for you. So I think that the Democrats need to do a better job at figuring out, like, what is our message, and then what are we going to be on? And we have to find a way on the left to include people that disagree with us, right? Like, on the right, I've said this, like, a Republican can walk into a room and see 10 people, and he's like, I bet I can find one thing to get every person in this room to vote for Trump on. I know I can do that. And a person on the left will walk into a room with like 10 Democrats and be like, I bet I can find one thing to make every single one of these guys not vote for Kamala or Biden. And it's like, we have to stop. Like, solidarity isn't supposed to mean uniformity of belief. It's supposed to mean that even when we have different beliefs, there are some things that we stand together on. And I hope the Democratic Party can figure that out more.